Okay, today we are diving into Google's brand new release, Gemini 3, that everyone's really excited about. First, this brief podcast is sponsored by Interzoid, an AI powered data quality and data enrichment platform that improves data ROI at the content level. And so this launch marks 2 years now into the Gemini era. And with this next generation AI model launch, I think Google is signaling a shift from AI models that simply respond to complete AI systems that can react, reason, even build things on your behalf. And it's a trend, of course, we're seeing in the broader AI market as well. But this is certainly one of the new ones. So let's see what's exciting about it and why Gemini 3 is generating so much buzz. So first, what is Gemini 3? So it arrives about, 8 months after Gemini 2.5, but this is, of course, more than just an incremental update, hence the increase in number. So Google is describing it as an AI model that requires less prompting. It's because it has a far deeper understanding of context and intent, which of course means fewer long, over engineered prompts and more natural interactions that should lead to better results when you're prompting. And of course, it's one of the standout improvements is its better reasoning capability, especially in more complex or technical tasks, including claims of major gains and coding performance. And so it will be interesting to see here for the vibe coders how it compares to Claude and ChatGPT and Grok in terms of how well it codes. So one of the most interesting things about the Gemini 3 release is it was integrated into Google Search from day one. So it's if you're a Google AI Pro or an Ultra subscriber, you can open AI mode in search, select thinking, and you're using Gemini 3 Pro. Of course, this integration isn't just about better answers; it's about new generative UI experience. So it's not going to just give you text when you provide a prompt. It should give you more of a dynamic visual layout as a response. Images, tables, structured grids, interactive tools, and even in some cases, custom simulations, something that they describe. So we'll have to see what that's like. And of course, this is all generated in real time, right at the end of your prompt. So, for example, if you ask about an investment scenario, it might build a simulation tool for you, or cooking ratios or recipes. It may give you a dynamic conversion calculator. So it's not just information. That's the key point. It's more of an actionable, tailored experience for whatever information that you're looking for. So, for example, we can go to the browser here, and you see the AI mode button. That's certainly something that you're going to want to experiment with, and you could say something like tell me about let's see, Google stock performance this year, AI mode, and it's thinking and searching. Okay, so, and as you can see, it gives me some text, but it also gives me some charts that I can take a look at. And then, some additional news and so forth. So, key point is here's a visualization. You can experiment with it and see what other types of information and graphics it gives you. But that's just a quick look at some of the visualizations that come with Gemini 3. Next here, we can talk about some of the Agentic capabilities. So a major leap in Gemini 3 is what Google is calling the Gemini Agent. It's more than chat. it's being described as autonomy. So this model can now perform complex multi-step tasks such as organizing an inbox, planning trips, performing research, writing, refactoring, and running code, even interacting across various tools. And if you're a developer, you get even a more powerful version inside the Gemini CLI, where the model can plan, code, call tools if needed, and manage environments with far less intervention. So this is Google stepping fully here into AI agent territory with this particular release. So that's pretty exciting. And now with Google AI Studio and what Google is calling one prompt app building, Gemini 3 is now being positioned as one of the strongest developer models that Google has released. And so if you're in Google AI Studio, some things you could do would be build a game from just a single prompt. So that's pretty interesting. Even generate an interactive web page just from some recorded voice notes, or convert a napkin sketch into a functional app layout. All kinds of different multi-step tasks that with the agents and using Google AI Studio, you can do some pretty powerful things. And just a quick look at pricing. It's coming in at $2 per million input tokens and $12 per million output tokens. So you can see it's a little bit below some of the other models in some cases. Definitely competitive pricing. And I think that's important to point out, since Google is saying they've pushed single prompt generation further than they ever have. So for demos, I think it shows generating a retro game entirely from a single prompt if you want to dig into it a little bit, and that the model is capable of orchestrating some surprisingly complete builds. And there's even a free tier option if you're using AI Studio, with some rate limits in place, of course, but some pretty interesting things that you can do. Now, this is interesting, and I don't know if this was really expected or not, but alongside Gemini 3, Google quietly released something extremely interesting, something called the Antigravity IDE. So it's an agent-first development environment. So you can think of it as an IDE where intelligent agents can act autonomously across your code editor, the terminal, a browser. It's designed to harness Gemini 3 Pro, but you can even use it with other models such as Claude Sonnet 4.5 and some of the various other open source GPTs that are out there. It's currently in a public preview, so you can download it for free on Windows, Mac, and Linux. And some of the early feedback is that it's a little rough. It is a preview, but it does showcase Google's vision of agent-driven software development going forward. So that's pretty exciting. So I think in summary, Gemini 3 marks a turning point for Google. It's not just an AI you can converse with, but it actually acts with you, it builds for you, it understands you with more nuance than it ever has been able to before. So it'll be interesting to see how this model is received here. With some of the deeper multimodal reasoning and some of the autonomous agents, the new developer IDE, and then, of course, seamless integration into search from day one, it's a very ambitious step towards Google's vision of interactive agentic AI. So this has been a first look at Gemini 3. Thanks for joining. Stay tuned for more deep dives and brief overviews of new tech shaping our future. And don't forget to visit Interzoid.com to significantly improve the ROI of your important data assets using AI, knowledge bases, and various algorithms, all made available via easy to integrate APIs and no-code batch solutions. Thank you.